Benilde Touchline. I'm your host, Anthony Toter, here again at the OSA studios, and I'm with Benilde Schettino of the Western Soccer Club. Benilde, thanks for joining us here on Touchline. Benilde, I've invited you here because your club has been in the North York Soccer Association a number of years and has had a lot of great success stories, as well as winning an Ontario Cup championship not too long ago. But let's talk about roughly how many kids you have in your club.
Well, roughly we have, between the rep and the house league, we have about close to 500 kids, 550.
Well, that's good. And how many rep teams do you have?
We have 7 teams out of the CSL, and we have 2, possibly 3 out of the North York district.
Now, Benilde, I ask everyone this question. It's a simple question. Why do you, Benilde, get involved? Why do you spend so much time, so many hours, so much money out of your pocket to give back to the community and the kids? There must be a reason why.
Well, I've always loved dealing with children. I started off this because of my children. Stayed with it and got more involved as volunteer, and then decided just to take it over and run with it. And it's been a great success. Can't complain.
And you've enjoyed yourself.
I've enjoyed it. I'm still enjoying myself.
That's great to hear. Where is your club situated in the GTA? Let the viewers out there know.
My club is situated right at the Carmen Stefano Community Center out of Weston and Shepherd area.
Now, Benilde, for a small club, you have a technical director. This
Yes,
is something really unique, because you don't see too many small clubs with technical directors. No. You see the bigger clubs because they can afford it to pay. But if you stepped up to the plate and you've decided to have a technical director, talk about this.
We've had a technical director right from day one. He is our vice president as well, and he's our technical director, Mr. Adam Pagliaroli. He's excellent with the kids, great trainer, spends a lot of time and money with the children.
Adam goes back a lot of years.
He's got over 30 years of experience in soccer.
He's still in it. Good for Adam.
Yeah.
Adam, keep up the good work out there. Benilde, let's talk a little bit about the kids and mom and dad. They help out, a lot of volunteers in your club. They give back so much. What can you say to all those volunteers in your club that have helped out in the years as well?
I have great volunteers. I cannot complain about that fact. Great volunteers, great coaching staff. They've stuck it out with me. They have never let me down. Parents are great. I have some really great parents behind their children.
This is great to hear, because you
nice.
hear a lot of stories from
Yes,
clubs
you do.
a lot of politics happens. There's some parents that get involved where they shouldn't. They think they know the game and they really don't. And I'm glad to hear that there is some great parents involved in your club, which I'm sure there are in many other clubs. But let's talk about where you're situated. And I've talked to this with the previous club in Spartacus, and you're both in the North York Soccer Association. Some of the worst fields in the GTA, I'm sorry to say, are in North York. My kids played years ago, and as I said here, we're taxpayers. You're a taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer. Our kids play there. This wouldn't be accepted in hockey, but it's accepted here. We need to speak loud and clear. What do you want to say about that?
The fields are horrible. I mean, I agree with Spartacus. They are terrible in North York. We've complained. North York has complained to the city. There's been a lot of complaints, but they're just not moving fast enough for us. I know there is some fields going up. They fixed a couple of them in Toronto, but in North York, they're still terrible.
Yeah, it's not a good situation,
No.
Benilde, because no matter what, the ref has to play the game unless it's really, really dangerous, the field. But we've seen many times the fields are basically sand, dirt, and stones, and it's not good for the kids.
Yes, I've had that happen to me. Actually, last year, one field was deemed not to be played on. And that was because there was the grass cutting. They don't maintain it, so the grass gets high enough that the kids don't see where there's a bit of a hole or something. They put their foot the wrong way, and they could just hurt themselves.
Benilde, a lot of parents have said that soccer is no longer cheap. It's getting expensive to play. And I agree. I've got to be honest, I agree. But you know what? Some of the heat has to go on to the uniform suppliers. Some of the heat has to go on to the city for the permits that the clubs pay. What would you like to say and discuss about that? Because I know it's a hot issue that, some of these people have to step up to the plate. It's not just the clubs.
Oh, no. It's not just the clubs. It comes down from everywhere. Our districts, our associations, our uniform suppliers, our field permitters, whether it's the school boards or the city, it just comes down, everything keeps going up, and we have to try and maintain a decent price where you don't want to overcharge the parents, but at the same time, you don't want to be broke or not being able to make your payments, right?
But some of these uniforms are so paper thin, the shirts and the shorts and the socks. It's almost very embarrassing sometimes to put these on the kids because they're so cheap.
Some suppliers are, I mean, I'm very happy with the supplier I'm dealing with, I have to say. Their deliverance, the contract I've dealt with them, they've been great. I'm actually dealing with a supplier, and they're bringing their stuff from Italy right at the moment, and I'm very, very happy with them. They haven't let me down, so I cannot complain in that. I've had past experiences, yes. Some of the uniforms are terrible where you can't even wash them, and they're so expensive.
The numbers come off.
I've had numbers peeling off, falling off, your patches falling off. It's horrible, and you got to pay the same price and you can't complain.
Not good. Not good.
It's not.
Not good. But no, let's be honest. When people think of Weston, Spartacus, Toronto, Zurich, and they think of North York Soccer Association, they think of the North York Soccer Association of today, where some of the clubs aren't as strong as they used to be in the past. But I know for a fact that your club, Spartacus, and a lot of the clubs in North York sneak up on teams when they go to tournaments because they take them lightly, because they figure, well, they're not coming from this region. They don't have to play tough teams all the time. But I know that clubs like yourself and other clubs, they put a lot of emphasis on training the kids. Talk about that.
Well, you need to train the kids. I think they take the fact that we come out of a very low income and children that don't do nothing. But if you don't have the right trainers and coaches to support these kids, and have the proper training behind, the kids won't go anywhere. I'm very fortunate. I do have some good coaching staff that do work with the kids 2, 3 times, 4 times, sometimes a week. In the summer, it's more. And I mean, I'm very proud of them. Most of my teams are in the premier level, which I'm very proud of them. Like, I can't say enough about them.
And this is great to hear. Just a smile on your face. And I'm sure when picture day comes or when banquet day comes, that smile is on there again. Talk about that.
Oh, the banquets are great. I still believe that we should have our banquets for our kids. I actually have my banquets in banquet halls where they have a sitting down meal. They get their trophies regardless whether they won out there or not, including
their tie and they're all dressed up.
Including the rep teams. I know rep teams, we put it that they should win to get a little trophy, or they should win there or earn it. I don't believe that. I mean, a kid is a kid, doesn't matter how old you are. So at my banquets, they still get a participation trophy from Weston regardless. And to see the smile on some of those little kids, especially the younger ones, they don't understand the politics, and they shouldn't be involved in politics. So it gives you a nice satisfaction, and puts a good smile that you've done a good deed at the end of the day.
It's we the adults, Benilde, and we as parents that make all the politics and the problems. Because if we leave the kids alone, to be honest, with the coaches and let the coaches do their job, there would be no problems. No. Let's be honest, parents out there.
That's true. Very, very, very true.
Benilde, just before we let you go, 2 quick things. Give out your website if someone lives in your area and they want to come and register with your club, or they want to sign up for maybe, some house league play as well. Let them know. We,
if you need to get hold of us, we are located at 3100 Weston Road in Suite 105. Phone number there is 416-744-4386. The website is www.wscwolves.com.
Now, Benilde, before we let you go, I ask everyone before we close it out. We're here at the OSA Center, and here at the Ontario Soccer Association, there's been a lot of good positive vibe in the last 1.5 to 2 years. But there's also things that can be improved. Give us a positive and give us something that you think here at the OSA we need to improve as well.
There is a lot of things that they need to improve. I think being such a huge organization that is representing Ontario, all the districts in Ontario, I think they should be able to put a couple more facilities out there for the children to play in as well, and have their backup when we go and fight against the city or boards or
That's a good point.
Whatever. I think the Ontario Soccer Association should stand behind the clubs that are trying to put every effort to bring children or young players into the Canadian, whether it's the Canadian national team, whether they're playing out, scholarships, wherever that might be. We need the OSA's backup.
That's a good point, Benilde, but there's also here at the OSA, we give free coaches clinics throughout the year, and it's been very popular, and that's something I know
good.
I've seen some of your coaches attend, and that's been hugely successful here. Benilde, keep up the good work, keep
Thank
up
you.
the passion at Weston with all the volunteers and the parents, and don't forget, even though you're coming from the North York Soccer Association, there's a lot of good teams that are coming out of there.
No doubts about that. I'm very happy where I am.
Keep up the good
And
work, Benilde.
thank you very much.
We appreciate for joining us here on
Thank you for
TouchLine.
having me.